fourth and final week of trying to write 50,000 words in 30 days. This project, and I don't know if it's because of the consistency or because of how important it is to me, I really just want to get back into writing it. Oh, I just thought of a line. These are the moments I love. Okay, final word count for this writing sprint. Do we do it? Good morning vlog. It is 6:05. My room is a mess. I woke up very tired. I just finished doing some stretching. My computer battery's about to give way. And it's day 22 of the challenge. I'm gonna set up some of my own sprints to some music and enjoy this lovely little rainfall that's happening outside the window right now. I keep thinking about how we're behind, but the best thing that we can do when we're behind is to not give up. Hi, hello, my name is Taylor Alexander. I'm an aspiring screenwriter, playwright, and novelist, and welcome to the fourth and final week of trying to write 50,000 words in 30 days. It is currently day 22 of this challenge, and to our luck, it is Saturday, and I just did some math and some stats that is very important to share with you as we head into this week. As of yesterday, our total word count for the month was 27,126 out of 50K. Now, you might be getting ahead of me here and saying, that doesn't sound right. And that's because I'm about 8,000 words behind where I need to be right now. But this challenge is not over yet. I've been thinking a lot about what it means to complete this challenge, and while 50K is ultimately the goal, I think at the point that I'm at in my writing and in my life and not work-life balance, the goal is to write every single day and to not give up just because I'm not going to hit that goal, because one day I am going to reach that point in the book, and one day I am going to finish the draft, and one day I am going to do edits and revisions. So it's about that consistent work, because even if it's a little change, it's still a change that's gonna add up to a bigger picture. That being said, we do still have time to redeem ourselves. As you saw this morning, I ended up doing a writing sprint to kick off the day, and I wrote 1,231 words in 45 minutes. Which I can definitely say that the amount of words that I can write in a short amount of time has increased quite a bit, and I've noticed that this month especially. Essentially, if we want to do this, we only have to write 2,542 words per day or for the next week in order to write 50K for the month. Now you're probably saying, wow, that sounds like a lot. So am I, but we are already halfway there today. My goal today is to write, and I'm laughing as myself as I say this, my goal for today is to write 3,000 words. Because we're almost halfway to 3K today. If I do another sprint now and 1 or 2 more sprints later, we might have this in the bag, and it would give me a little jump start on where I need to be tomorrow, because I wouldn't have to write 2,500 words, but if I do, then I'm ahead. And we don't have to write 2,500 words every day this week, which is essentially the goal, is to not have to do that, because that's gonna be a mess. But we have a weekend ahead of us, the same way that we had a weekend at the start of this challenge to get ahead, to kind of figure out what we're doing, to get into the mode. It's a lovely fall day. It was raining this morning. I've got a toasted almond candle lit on my desk right now. I am embracing the vibes. I have a cozy book blanket right nearby, on standby if I need it. I'm wearing a sweater. We're bringing it full circle, enhancing the vibes, romanticizing this process, and without further ado, we better get to writing. crank our timer down. It's gonna be a shorter sprint because I have things I need to do. Let's make it 15. I just started a new chapter. And here we go. Good afternoon, vlog. It's now about 2:04 and it is 2:04 and I had a really nice morning walking around the library and getting some coffee and checking out a book, even though I'm reading multiple right now. Oops. Not that anyone's asking, but I ended up checking out a book called The Californians, which is, I believe, a new-ish release, 2025, and reminded me of White Collar a little bit, which is a TV show that I am obsessed with. So I decided to check it out, give it a try. I'm a couple pages into it now, and so far so good. It's very literary. It's got a very literary vibe, but it's also mixed with sort of a late teenage angst because the guy's in his 20s, and so it's got some of that, you know, adolescent-y delayed angst to it while being mixed with a more elevated literary vibe of having, you know, higher descriptions and vocabulary and, you know, really artful and fun at the same time. In that earlier short sprint that I did that was only 15 minutes, I wrote 477 words, which I think I've done that exact number somewhere else in this challenge, which is kind of fun and also kind of weird and funky. Or I might just be making things up, I don't know. But 1231 plus 477 is 1708. So if we want to write 3,000 words today, we need to write 1,292 more words, which isn't necessarily awful considering that we wrote 1,231 words this morning. So that is about the same that we wrote this morning. We did that in 45 minutes, I believe, so shouldn't be awful to knock that other 1,200 or so words out. So without further ado, let's write. The other thing I'm trying to do this weekend is to just not go on social media, just not deal with it for the weekend and just focus on this book and try and not clutter my brain with outside things. I've also been finding headphones to be really helpful because it's kind of a signal to myself that it's time to block out everything around me and go into my world and my universe, and this is kind of my way of entering into that universe and the story. So let's write. Good evening, it's 5:52 and I had quite the afternoon. I don't know. It was a bit of an emotional roller coaster, and sometimes when I'm mentally exhausted like this, I just block out the world and stop doing everything and either disappear into a YouTube Shorts watching rabbit hole or something like that. But this project, and I don't know if it's because of the consistency or because of how important it is to me, I really just want to get back into writing it, and I'm feeling really motivated to hit the 3K today. In our earlier 25-minute sprint, we wrote 880 words, so we are very, very close to 3K right now. We are at 2,588 words, so we have less than 500 words left, which is basically, if I do alright with it, one more sprint, and we will have hit 3K today, which is huge. Last weekend when I tried to do a 10K weekend, I only wrote about 6,000 words over 3 days, whereas today I'm writing 3,000 in a day, tentatively, so that's huge. But right now, I just want to disappear into this world and into this story and spend time with these characters and block everything else out and make this my little dome of nice things. if that makes sense. So I am gonna get back to writing and let's see if we can hit this goal. That would be so cool. I'm gonna try a bit of a free write right now because I just want to be in this and immerse myself in this and not worry about time and just enjoy my writing. So we'll see how long this lasts, but 5:58 right now, and we'll see if I even remember to say how long it lasted. We'll see if I keep track. Oh, I just thought of a line. Okay. Sprint number 4 is kicking off with a banger. Good morning and happy Sunday, aka day 2 of week 4 of trying to write 50k words in 30 days. We crushed our goal yesterday and wrote 3,093 words, which is just insane to me, but I have just so come to love this story, and I know I say that again and again, but I feel like it sounds cheesy, but I feel like this story is living inside of me and it's just pouring out. And it's been a really lovely process to get to explore it and really dive into it this month. So, we did 4 sprints yesterday. Our highest counting sprint was our 45-minute sprint first thing yesterday morning. That was 1,231 words, and we are officially at 30,000 words in total. The current word count is 30,219, which means we're less than 20,000 words away from 50k. What? The fact that we might actually redeem ourselves and finish this challenge feels insane, but we're not going to do that without writing. So my goal today is to do another 3,000 words. I slept in this morning. I haven't written at all. But I'm already thinking about this scene that I started working on yesterday and how I want to do it today. And so without further ado, I'm going to set up my standing desk and I will see you after the first sprint. Welcome back. It is now the afternoon, and it's the early afternoon at least because I've only gotten 1 sprint done today. I did that 20-minute sprint and I wrote 599 words. So we are a 1/6 of the way there. So my goal right now, I've got a nice little stretch time. I want to write at least 1,000 words, if not 1,500, because that feels like a good point, because then at least we'll be 2,000 words in if I write 1,500, so we'll only have 1,000 words left today, because I really want to write 3,000 words today like I did yesterday, because that would be huge for this challenge. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my keyboard here and let's get writing. Okay, update time. I have been writing for about 30 minutes. I don't know, I did an untimed thing because sometimes when I do sprints I can be really time conscious, so it was nice to just kind of literally forget everything else and just dive into the story. And I just finished a chapter, and if I did the thing correctly, I just wrote 1,226 words. That's great, we're almost to the 1,500 goal for this writing session, so I'm gonna get back to writing now, and we only have a couple hundred more words before we are to 2,000 words for the day, which means we'll only have 1,000 more words left until we've written 3,000. So I'm gonna go see what comes out of this part of the writing sprint. Yes, session. I don't know what you want to call it. Okay. All right, it's time for another update, and I just wrote about something over 500 words. I forget exactly what the count was, but I do remember that in total I wrote 1,771 words in this session, which means that we have written, I think it was 2,370 words today so far. So we only have a little over 600 words left until we hit our 3K goal, which is crazy, but now I need a break. I'm definitely feeling some screen fatigue, and just I was listening to the same song on repeat, so I need to shake things up a little bit. So I'm going to go do some other work so that I maintain this kind of spacing so that I have time throughout the week to continue to work on this, and then hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more writing sprints in 2 nights so that we hit that 3K goal. But I was very, very happy with this writing session. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna go have a cookie now and a little cold brew to celebrate and to break up the consistency that I've been going with from this writing session. Loved it, but now I'm ready for a change. Okay, that's the update. That's it. I'm rambling now. Bye. Welcome back. It is now the evening time. I'm a little bit insane, but I drank some cold brew, played basketball because I've been staring at words for hours, and I stared at more words after I finished the writing sprint. I was editing, and then I took a cold shower even though it's almost winter, and I'm hoping that it was kind of like a super combo for my creative brain. The exercise and the cold brew and the outdoors. So now I am ready to dive into our third sprint of the day and hope that we at least near 3K for the day. That rhymes. That rhymes. Let's go right. Oh my god, I just thought, yeah. That's it. That's actually it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, combined with this song right now, it's gonna make me cry. And there's rain in the back of the playlist that I clicked on. It's rain falling with J'étais là sur la danse. And oh my god. The scene that I just thought of. Oh my gosh, the combination. These are the moments I love. That was one of the most difficult scenes I've ever written, but it's also, dare I say it, one of the most important. And I ended up writing 1,006 words in 30 minutes. So, I don't know, it's crazy to think about, but it was really an invaluable writing session, and it's been an invaluable day in this project and in my journey as a writer, because over 4 sprints today, if we count the 2 parts of that writing session, we wrote 3,336 words. What? 3,336. That's crazy. I guess now we're kind of not ahead, but ahead of where we need to be in order to finish this challenge. So we're in a pretty good place, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, vlog. Welcome back. I don't think I vlogged at all yesterday, but yesterday was Monday, which means today is Tuesday, and we're running out of time to write 50,000 words in the month. Yesterday I did 3 sprints and wrote 1,730 words, and we hit the 35K mark, so we are at 35,325. Now, I was supposed to be writing 2,343 words a day, which means that we effectively are 613 words behind, which isn't awful. So this morning I did 2 mini sprints because I joined Tish's live halfway through the first sprint, and then I could only do half of the second sprint. So I basically did 1 full-length 25-minute sprint, split up into 2 mini sessions, and I wrote 389 words and 397 words, which means I wrote 786. So technically I have cleared my debt, and now I just need to write, let's see, did we do this math right? Okay, so 613. Technically, if we count that as catching up for yesterday, we are 173 words into today. And so in order to be caught up, okay, so I need to do math here, 173. So I need to write 2,170 more words today in order to keep on track to 50K, because if not, we're gonna be more behind tomorrow. So, the lovely thing about the end of this challenge is that it ends on a holiday week in the States, and so work becomes more flexible and there are more days off, which means that I have more time to write. And I'm in a situation today, even though it's only Tuesday, where I can swap around my work schedule, start my morning with writing, and then do my work in the afternoon. So that's what I'm gonna be doing right now, is doing some more writing, and then I will do work later. So we're gonna kick things off with writing here. It's 9:08 in the morning. What a lovely day. What a lovely way to start the day. I'm gonna go right now. I hope you enjoyed the ambiance. I was filming a short last night when I should have been writing, so I'm gonna write now. Oh man, this is, oh. This is rather vulnerable for me to share, but I don't know the last time, if ever, that I cried like this writing a scene. I'm listening to Atlantis by Seafret, and I don't know. This is just... It means more and more to me because it's so much of me. And I don't know. Now I'm self-conscious. Good morning, it is 6:30 on this Thursday, November 27th, and welcome to the annual writing extravaganza. Let's do this. Good morning vlog, happy Thanksgiving, and welcome to my third year of my brand new tradition where I drop everything else for one day a year, this one day a year, and I just see how much I can write. And I get to do it while watching the parade. The cast of Ragtime just performed. I love them so much. They're so good. Joshua Henry was crying, and then I almost started crying. The first year that I did this, I was massively behind on trying to get to 50k words, and while I didn't get there, I ended up writing 4,750 words on Thanksgiving while watching the parade and stuff. So, last year I tried to beat that, and I ended up writing 4,001 words, so I was a good 749 words off. But I have been knocking it out of the park with over 3,000 words a day multiple times this week. I have really found my groove with this story. I cannot stop thinking about it. So maybe this year we'll beat the record, which would be crazy because we wrote 3,000... How much did we write? We wrote a crazy amount yesterday. 3,367 words across 4 sprints. 2 of those sprints I tallied over 1,000 words per sprint, and we hit the 40k milestone. So if we managed to write 5,000 words today, we would be so close to the goal. So without further ado, we have 593 words in our tally for today from my early morning writing sprint, and without further ado, let's get to it.
One eternity later.
Not as bad as I thought it would be. Wait, where does that put us in this challenge? Oh my God. Hello vlog, happy Friday, November 28th. And we are 3 days away from finishing this challenge. Fingers crossed, tentatively. Yesterday, I did not end up writing 4,000 words, but I did end up writing 3,898, and I am pretty darn happy with that. In fact, we are now almost caught up to where we were actually supposed to be in this challenge, because now I have to write a little over 1,800 words in a day versus the 2,000 something or other that we were at. And if you remember, in order to stay on track consistently with 50K, you have to write 1,667 words per day, so we're only about in total 600 or so words behind, which I'm shocked about. But we did have those 3 unexpected days, counting yesterday, where I wrote over 3,000 words instead of the 2,000 and whatever it was that I needed in order to stay on track and exactly reach 50K in a rather rigid march. So I got a late start to writing today. It is now just about 5 o'clock in the evening, but I am trying out Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law is essentially a scientific theory about how work will fill the time that you give it. It will fill that space. If you give yourself an hour, it will take an hour. If you have 2 hours, it will take 2 hours, so on and so forth. So in order to maximize that and take advantage of it, what you're supposed to do is start with your fixed tasks and then use the remaining time towards your flexible tasks. Fixed tasks are any tasks that take a set amount of time or that you expect to take, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever that is. Get those tasks done, and then with that remaining time for your flexible tasks, you will get it done in that time versus letting yourself kind of lolly into endless hours and working much slower. So even though I want this book to still be good, I wanted to see if it would change the quality of my work at all, or moreover, I wanted to see if it would change how fast I work. And I ended up just having the best writing sprint of this entire month, because I just wrote for an entire hour without doing anything else, without getting distracted. I simply wrote for an hour while listening to a amazing Spider-Man Peter Parker library ambience. For the past 2 days, these ambiances have been the greatest thing for my writing and for my work in general. I have listened to Harvey Specter ambiances, Mike Ross, and all these Peter Parker ones of nighttime hangouts and libraries and coffee shops. And so I've been listening to these more than music, and while some of them do have music, it's really soft and quiet and really nice for focusing. So I have been writing for an hour, and it's time to find out how much we've written today so far. However much we've written, I have a feeling that we have hit the 45K mark. So I started by finishing a chapter. So finishing the chapter, I wrote no. 1,789 words. Did we just do our entire day's necessity in 1 hour? Our current word count in this draft, I kid you not, is 69,999 words. We're 1 word away from 70,000. What? 1,789, and then I went on and wrote a scene because I have this document, and I have to give credit to Abby Emmons for this idea, where I have a document that if I have scenes that don't exactly fit into the story, I shove them there, and then later on I can copy and paste them or incorporate them into the story somehow or pull inspiration from them. So let's see how long that scene turned out to be. 465 words plus, what did I say, 1,765? If we wrote 2K, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, final word count for this writing sprint, this 1 hour writing sprint. I just set a record. 2,254 words in an hour. Let's go. How is this real? So we just hit our quota for the day. We have 3,204 words left. Which yesterday I wrote 3,848. So potentially we could finish this early after falling a good 10,000 words behind? What? Divided by 2. 1,602, we just got ahead. We just got ahead after falling 10,000 words behind. Okay, I have to go process this. I can't believe this right now. 1,602 words a day. And even less if I write more tonight. That's surreal. What the heck? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's time. I am in the middle of doing some separate editing right now for some deadline stuff and trying to edit my YouTube short for the day, but I wanted to stop and pop in and say hello and give you an update because I can't stop vlogging now because it's day 29, which means that we are on the second to last day of the 30-day 50,000 word writing challenge 2025 edition. And oh my gosh, we have almost come full circle. We have almost come full circle in getting our word count for every day, our necessitated daily word count, down to the 1800s when we started at 1,667. Except now we almost have 50,000 words under our belts, which is really weird. I didn't even know if I was gonna do this challenge this year, and so the fact that we're here right now is blowing my mind. The fact that we got so behind and managed to get back to where we need to be, and that we're probably maybe gonna have 50k words tomorrow. I don't know. It's crazy. But here's the deal. I wrote a little bit today. I've had a very active outdoor day, which is why my hair is a mess right now. It's about, why don't I tell you the actual time? 4:02 on this Saturday afternoon. I'm finishing up, as I said, some editing stuff and things, other things with deadlines. Everything's due right now. Everything's supposed to be done right now. Why? And I did do a little itty bitty writing sprint when I got up this morning, and I wrote about 580 words, I believe. I want to say 583, but that might be a very random number. So after I finish up filming this short, I am going to, or not filming it, editing it. I filmed it. I'm going to edit the short. And after I edit the short, I am going to probably put this text editing aside. Isn't it fun when you're editing text and videos and nobody knows what you're talking about at any given time because it's the same term for both? I'm rambling. Anyways, I am going to finish this short because analytics says to upload it earlier rather than later. And then I am going to try out another one of those ambiances because they have been working so well for me, and I could go for a cozy long form writing sprint. So I'm gonna try and finish this up real quick and then we will get to some writing for today. Sprint number 2, day 29, 2 days to go. Today is the second to last day. Yes, yes, let's go, let's go. Oh my gosh, this tripod. We are officially 1,116 words away from finishing this challenge. What? Alright vlog, here it is. The Wicked for Good fit reveal. What do we think? What do we think? Got my Fiero coat. This is, fun fact, a chef's coat. And this part's just taped, but if you don't reveal all your secrets, it looks pretty good. Tell me you're a theater kid without telling me you're a theater kid. It's official. We've made it. 30 days of early mornings and late night sprints and random hours and really, really short times and big discoveries and tears, thankfully not blood, maybe some sweat. It is the final day of the November 50,000 word writing challenge 2025 edition. All in all, today is a big celebratory day. We've come full circle and then some, as we're actually now ahead of where we have to be with only 1,116 words left until we hit 50k. There was a point in this challenge where, beyond the fact that I didn't even think that I was gonna start, I thought I was gonna end up so behind and not be able to finish, and yet here we are. I know that people often say that if you put your mind to something you can do it, but I feel like I've truly seen a lot of growth as a writer through this year's challenge, and by doing this challenge year after year. I first attempted this challenge in 2016 and it was a mess. It was a mess, but it was all about getting started because even though I was nowhere near finishing that, I had no clue how to write a novel. It was such a mess of a work. The grammar was terrible. It's entirely laughable, that was my first attempt at writing a novel. And that's huge, because now here I am nearly 10 years later, finishing drafts of novels, editing novels, getting ready to query novels, understanding what it is to step into an authordom as a career more than just asking, what do I even do here? Yesterday I ended up writing over 2,000 words. The fact that I'm putting in 2,000 and 3,000 word days and that I am figuring out how to balance this with the other things going on in my life is such a huge marker of growth for me. My focus has increased, my organization abilities have increased, I have learned how to plot a novel, how to build out characters, how to make arcs that make sense before diving in blindly. I have learned so much about myself as a writer and myself as a person and how to bring my own experiences to the page in order to make something that feels like it really truly matters. We've got a candle lit. We've got some French vanilla coffee. We're seeing Wicked for good today, and I'm not quite emotionally ready, but I cannot wait any longer to see this film. We've got a nice, stylish, but very Broadway outfit. It's a very me day. I am embracing myself as an artist and as a person, and celebrating the fact that we are here in this challenge, that I am here sharing this with you even though the videos are late. And so without further ado, I think it's time to write. I'm about to try and write 50,000 words in that novel in 1 month. I finished chapter 10, started chapter 11. It's Peppermint Mocha season. 2,280 words. It was the first snowfall of the season. I'm so happy. I'm shocked right now. 1,081. 10K weekend. Oh. I really got to think about why I love this project, why I love these characters, and why I want to be writing this book. Okay, I'm back. I've been writing on and off for... My Harvey Specter ambience says only 37 minutes, but it feels longer than that because this 37 minutes has been stretched over a good hour and a half, but I've been doing other tasks in between, sort of a stop and start as I get ready for the movie and try and write 1,116 words. And now it's time to check our word count. This is our first time writing today, and we need to write 1,116 words in order to reach 50K. So here goes nothing. Okay. I wrote 6 or 7 pages. Okay. Do we do it? Wait, we wrote 1,519 words. It's time to return to our dear friend of the season, this trusty calculator. Let's go! Let's go! We did it! We did it! Look, look, look. 50,403 words! We just wrote 50K in the month of November 2025. 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. Let's go! That doesn't feel real. That does not feel real. We did it! The current words count of the manuscript is 73,607 words. And I don't even know if we're halfway through the first draft. This is crazy. But we just made massive progress this month. Now I need to go debrief and get ready to go see Wicked. So I'll catch you later. Another November has come and gone, and another month of writing 50,000 words in 30 days is officially and successfully complete. Over the past few days, as I have been reflecting on this whirlwind of a month, I have really been thinking about what I wanted to take away from this challenge, in addition to those feelings that I had about growing as a writer. And I think the big thing for me this month that got me through this challenge and that made it so much fun was community. Over the past month, I've really come to cherish the presence of authortube in our lives as authors. I am constantly reevaluating and trying to understand my relationship with social media. And this month, I truly came to understand what it means to connect. I found myself watching more people's content, engaging with it, commenting with it, and contributing to this larger conversation. Even through doing one short a day, every day for the entire month, which I don't know how I did that. Regardless, engaging in that process really connected me to that larger sense of community by saying, hey, here's what I'm doing and here's what you're doing, and we're all celebrating each other's victories and getting through what can be a rather lonely process of sitting with your words and sitting with your manuscripts and not knowing how long this will take or that will take, the editing, the writing, how many rounds of editing, querying, is there agents, is anyone going to see this, do I want anyone to see this? Authoring is such a unique process and nobody has the same roadmap, but we all have similarities that we share. And so to find those similarities, to work through this big collaborative project together of trying to write our stories and put them into the world is just such a gift. And it's been so much fun to really cherish and understand and uplift other creators through their journey to understand my role in that larger creative process a little bit better. That sounds really profound when it's probably not. I think I'm hyping myself up a little bit too much. Nobody really knows who I am, but I'm still here, I'm still a part of it. The other thing that I really value about this month is how much I have fallen in love and fallen in love and fallen in love with writing and with writing this story. Almost every day, especially towards the end of the challenge, I had a moment where I stopped and said, hey, I am really enjoying this. This is phenomenal. This is what I cherish about this process. This is why I am doing this. And that alone was such a gift, because there are times when I know we all struggle with trying to romanticize the process or make it this lovely thing or get to that deadline, or am I good enough? Am I worth it in this process of storytelling? And these little moments reminded me again and again that the most important thing is that I'm fulfilled as an artist, and then once I'm pleased and once I'm in love with that process, then I can turn it out into the world. I think. I don't know, I'm still processing this stuff. But I think the most important thing about writing for me is that I am enjoying it, I am loving it, even in those hard moments, even in those hard moments. The breakthroughs are so incredible. I have never had such a profound emotional connection with a story that I've written before. Usually I find myself clinging to other people's stories, to TV shows and books and movies, and falling into these worlds. And so to create and foster a world that truly helps me to process what I want to see in media and in creative spaces has been an incredible experience that I am so indebted to. One of my favorite quotes of all time, and I think I have mentioned this before because I will not shut up about this quote ever, is from the musical Merrily We Roll Along by Stephen Sondheim. And it's where one of the characters, Charlie, who's a writer, tells his friend Frank, "Don't write what you know, write what you know." And working on Project Cartomancy has helped me to truly embrace that philosophy, because for the first time I feel as though I really am writing not just what I know, not what I'm familiar with, but what I know in my heart and what I know about the human experience, because so much of it is based off of my own experiences or my perception of the world or things that I so closely relate to and understand. And working on this project has helped me to conceptualize that in a way that I can put it into words and put it on the page and make it into a broader experience that hopefully someday other people will get to relate to or get to understand, and maybe there's someone else out there who understands those thoughts or has been there before. And to just be able to connect with this story in the way that I have connected with other stories and seen myself in other stories, and to know that this story truly is so much of myself, has been such an inspiring experience. And it's simply a gift. All in all, I am so grateful for this challenge. I am so grateful that I decided to participate. Literally on the first day I went, it's November 1st. I better write or else I'm not going to do this at all. And I am so glad I did it. And if there's anything that I can emphasize to you right now, it is to get started. Whatever you have been thinking about doing, whether it's a painting or a movie or a screenplay or, you know, anything, whatever dream that you have, the most important part of that dream is the fact that you get started working on it, because then the possibilities are endless. When it's in your head as a thought, it's there and it's great and it's something to lust after, but once you put it out into the world and once you put it onto a page, or once you start conceptualizing or planning or working towards that goal, then it becomes your reality and you can achieve it. Look at what we did this month. I truly hope that you enjoyed following along in this saga of writing 50,000 words in 30 days, 1 month, so many words. And I can't wait to continue to bring you along for the ride with Project Cartomancy. But for now, we did it. The challenge is done.